Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I do a lot of random things. So far I've done like a room makeover, unboxing, stuff like that. But I have a wide range of interests and I want to showcase that more. But I did notice one thing is that I didn't really give you guys a lot of information about who I am. So I was like, why don't I do 50 random facts tag? So that is what we're doing today. I have like 3 pieces of paper because it took me days to come up with 50 random facts, but here are the ones that I could think of. And they're pretty varied on like interests and stuff to that nature. So if you hear paper rustling around, that's just lists that I wrote. So, but without further ado, let's begin. Fact number 1. I was born on 5/22 at 5:25. Number 2. I completely had blue eyes until I was 17 and now they have a lot of green in them. Number 3. I have a corgi named Tank. Number 4. I have 2 cats. Number 5. I love to bowl. Me and my brothers, we grew up around a bowling alley. Our grandparents bowled a certain bowling alley, and then my parents did at that same bowling alley. And when we were young, if they couldn't find a babysitter, then we'd go with them to the bowling alley, and we'd hang out inside this bowling alley. And eventually we started all bowling, and me and my younger brother actually were in our bowling team at high school, and then my mom and my brothers and me had all joined bowling leagues and did bowling leagues for a very long time. Number 6. I love to read. Love to read. My all-time favorite book, though, is White Oleander. I really, really, really love this book. If you have not read it, I suggest you check it out. This one's getting a little worn out. I've probably read this I don't know, at least 50 times. It's a really good book. Number 7. I love winter bonfires more than summer bonfires. Number 8. I am a fan of classic literature. The book I showed you guys is obviously not classic literature, but most of the books that I love are classic literature. Number 9. I have a poem published in a book. And at the time, I thought this was some great work of art, and I'm surprised that this place picked this to put in their book, but it's in this book, which is, I can't remember what year this came out. I wish it said on here. I'm sure it would. I think I was 17. Yeah, I was pretty sure I was 17 at the time. But it's just an anthology of poetry by people around the U.S. And yeah. So, and I do have a couple other poems in other books, but I don't have the copies of them. Number 10. I am multilingual. I can speak 3 languages pretty fluently, and then a 4th I used to be able to speak fluently, and now not so much, just because the one I don't speak very fluently is French. I learned French. I took it for 3 years in junior high, and then I took another year of it in high school, and I really loved it, and I was really fluent in it, but because I didn't use it, I unfortunately forgot most of it. Number 11, I love to paint. It's one of my favorite hobbies. I actually paint quite often. My favorites are watercolors, but I do use acrylic a lot too. I have a bunch of canvases pretty much in every room in my house, so I can just paint whenever I feel like painting. Number 12. I love to write. I love to write all kinds of things. Poems, short stories. I originally started trying to write out my life because dementia runs in my family, and I thought it would be cool to have that, every aspect of my life written down. Number 15. I have polymorphic light eruption. What that is it's a sensitivity to sunlight. So more or less, it's an allergy to sunlight. So in the summer, actually it starts usually in the spring. The beginning of spring, I will break out in hives almost every time that I am outside in the sun for more than about an hour. Number 16. I have walked about 5 or 6 miles on a broken ankle before. Number 17. And before I say this one, I did not put this as number 17 on purpose. It just happened that way. But number 17 is I have 17 tattoos. Maybe one day I'll do a video about them, but I doubt it. I don't know if that's something anybody really cares about. Number 18. I know how to play the ocarina. It is actually the only instrument I know how to play. I have a guitar and a couple other instruments in the house. Don't know how to play any of them. Number 19. I hate the color pink. Hate it. The only time you will see me with pink anything is if it's something that's mixed in with a bunch of other colors, because if it's something that's a bunch of colors and it's a pattern I like or whatever, then sure. Hate it. Number 20. My childhood nickname was Smash. So obviously it's a play on my name, Ashley, but also I am incredibly accident prone. Not so much now as an adult, but when I was a kid, I was hurting myself constantly. I don't know if you can tell, I have a scar right here. I went headfirst into a door and busted my head open. I've slapped my finger in windows, had to get stitches. I've run into things. I've so many things. I mean, the night I broke my ankle, accident prone. So anyways, my mom started calling me Smash because I would smash into things. And she still to this day will call me Smash. Number 21. My favorite car that I've ever owned, and I've owned a lot of cars in my years, unfortunately, but the favorite one that I've ever had is I used to have a silver 2003 Saturn Ion. I loved that car. I wish I still had it. Unfortunately, the engine eventually gave out because it was an older car. Well, not old, but older. And I swear that thing could turn on a dime. And it was so roomy. And it drove so good. It had an awesome stereo in it. The air conditioning worked. The heat worked. It was just a great car while it lasted. And I had that car for, I think, 3 or 4 years. And I loved it. I loved every second of that car. Definitely got tons of fun times out of that car. Number 23. My favorite band is Atreyu. So my favorite holiday is Halloween. It's always been my favorite. But number 25, New Year's, is my second favorite holiday. And I know, the white girl jokes. Ridiculous. But I don't know. Cheesy or not, cliche or not, I don't care, because I really don't care what people think. But New Year's to me is a reset button. 26. I used to co-own an event company with 2 of my friends. The event company was called Lily Rose, and we mostly did weddings. We did a couple other things, but it was mostly weddings. Number 27. I am divorced. Let's just put it this way, I married somebody I shouldn't have married. And I definitely do not miss them. And I guarantee you they do not miss me. And that's perfectly fine. My life was so much better once that person was not in my life. And I can say that 100%. That's a whole long story for another time. Number 28. I love camping. Number 30. I have a black thumb. Not literally, obviously. What I mean by that is it doesn't matter what I do. I can't grow plants. I'll get some, like when I first bought this house, a bunch of flower beds in front of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put in all these great flowers and plants, and none of them survived. It's mostly because I don't remember to like water them or check on them. I just get so absent-minded with everything else I have going on in life that I completely forget that it's something I need to do. However, recently I put a aloe seed in a pot, and I actually managed to pop the seed and get it to grow a little bit, but I literally barely got it to come out of the dirt, and then it died. But I tried, and I got further than I thought I would have straight from a seed. So I mean, I was a little impressed considering I suck at growing things. Number 31. I am named after the artist Ashley Brilliant. Chances are you're not going to know who that is, which is fine. Maybe I'll link something in the description below. I love video games. A lot of the ones that I play are mostly from my childhood. Like, if you don't know what ToeJam and Earl is, or I love Sonic, like any Sonic game, I love to speedrun those. Mario, Super Mario, Kirby. What else do I like to play a lot? Obviously Zelda. I'm sure that's obvious. Who doesn't love that game? A lot of the stuff that I play now, I love the new Mortal Kombat that came out. Holy shit, I love playing with Sub-Zero. I like Katana too, she's not too bad. And I love every time they drop a new character. I've been keeping an eye on that. I don't own the game myself, one of my really good friends does. So anytime he brings it over, we play. We also play MMA a lot. I play World of Warcraft. I also love Diablo. So I have a wide range of, there's a lot of Nintendo games that I like, there's a lot of PlayStation games I like, there's some PC games I like, I played Fortnite for a while, but yeah. If you do play WoW though, which for those of you that don't know World of Warcraft, I just started playing Classic, because as soon as I heard they were releasing Classic, I was geeked about it. So if you do play, comment below what realm you play on, and if we happen to play on the same realm, which I've got tunes on a few different ones, maybe we'll see each other on there. Who knows? Number 34. I love to travel, and it is my dream to eventually go everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean I want to see every single place I possibly can. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. I really want to see the world, and I've got a really deep-seated wanderlust, and I don't know if I should blame my parents for that, or who knows what, but yeah. Number 35. I love going to concerts. Any chance I get to go to a concert, I'm there. And unfortunately I didn't go to a single concert this year because so much has been going on. But I did have tickets to go see Lil Wayne and Blink-182 when they did their tour together. But the day before, I ended up getting super sick. So the day of the concert, I was so sick, I was throwing up all day. I ended up giving the ticket to one of my really good friends. Number 36. I am an extrovert. Number 37. I once had a pet spider, and his name was Bobby. Number 38. I have a documentary that I've been working on for 4 years, and it's in post-production, technically. I don't know, my friend that I've been working on with it, they have all the footage, and because we've both been busy, we haven't been able to nail down a time to finish it. But hopefully soon, because it's important to me and I can't wait for people to see it. It's something that is really important and I want people to see it. So hopefully soon. Who knows when, but soon, I hope. I really, really do. Number 39. I love spicy food. Growing up, I used to eat spicy food all the time, and then I stopped for a little while for, I don't know why, and then when I tried to go back to it, I couldn't handle it anymore. So weird. So I had to retrain myself to eat spicy food, because I kept getting heartburn, and I didn't understand because I used to eat spicy food all the time. But now I can handle it, and Thai is my favorite. I love Thai food. So good. Number 40. I used to collect Pez dispensers. Number 41. When I was 12, I almost drowned. I was in this creek in, I believe, North Carolina, and it was on a family trip, and they had a bunch of rocks right off the shore. So I would climb into the creek by going through all the rocks, and of course they were covered in algae. I was young, didn't know better, and my foot slipped and got stuck in between a couple of the rocks. And the water was over my head. I could not get out. And if it weren't for the fact that just like the tips of my fingers were sticking out of the water, I would have for sure drowned. But my little brother noticed just like the tips of my fingers, and they were able to get me out. And then after that, my dad tied a rope to an inner tube and then tied the inner tube to a tree, and I was not allowed to leave that inner tube the rest of the trip. But it was definitely scary. I was underwater way longer than I thought I could hold my breath. It was interesting. Number 42. I have been so far to 14 states and Canada. Number 43. This one might surprise people, especially if, I don't know, it just might surprise people. But number 43, I was a vegetarian for about 3 to 4 years. Number 44. I want to eventually own my own cafe, but I don't want it to be just like a little diner type cafe. I want it to have like a stage for people to perform on, so that like local bands can get their start of getting used to being on stage. And I think it's important to support local music regardless of what genre it is, because that's people putting themselves out there and following their passion, and you should always support that. Even if it's not the type of music you like, you should never stifle someone else's ambition, and I think that's important. Number 45. I love whiskey. I'm not really a wine fan or a vodka fan or anything like that. When I was younger, I used to drink anything but whiskey. I love whiskey. Number 46. I try not to drink too much pop, and I've given pop up a million times before. There's one that always sucks me back in, and that is root beer. Number 47. Mint chocolate chip is my favorite ice cream, and a lot of people say it tastes like toothpaste. I think you're eating the wrong mint chocolate chip. Number 48. I hate rude people, and I cannot explain to you how much it gets under my skin. So that, I guess, concludes my 50 random facts tag, and I don't know how much you've learned from me, except for, I guess I'm a bit on the weird and nerdy side-ish. I don't know if any of these were surprising to you. If they were, well, I guess now you know. And I don't know why it took me so long to come up with 50 random facts, because after I wrote the very last one on that, I was sitting at work today on my lunch break and a million more just popped in my head, and I'm like, I couldn't think of any of these in the 3 days it took me to write all these down. Just a floodgate of them. So I guess, depending on how this does, maybe in the future I'll do a part 2, because I did write them down just in case. But yeah, that's my 50 random facts tag. And I guess that helps you get to know a little bit more about me. So until next time, subscribe if you would like this video, or comment down below. If not, that's fine too. You're free to do what you want to do. But I hope to see you next time.